be clap. Oh, you can't reach it?
What do you mean a dick to me?
Dude, you threw it. I told you not to, and you're like, oh, I get to throw it anyway. Oh, I can't reach it. Whoa. Anyways, welcome back to Clown to Con Communication.
Welcome.
Yeah. We're back communicating again. Yeah. The clowns are communicating. You get to listen now.
Yeah.
We'll just start it off. For this episode, I wanted to do a little bit more personal touch. Because it occurs to me that we talk about ourselves, but we don't really talk about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what do you mean by that?
I want to go through and ask, like stuff about ourselves, you know, so the listeners can get to know us a little bit better.
Okay.
You know, about our experiences, stuff like that. Just a little bit more personally connected video, or
I think
video. Wow,
this will be good to really highlight how different we are.
Yeah. Because I know that was the one thing we mentioned in the pilot was like we're way different. No one knows it, and then we never talked about it again.
Yeah, I'll be trying to like explain that to like
the pilot was just like ideas,
like the kids in theater, because I don't think they get that. Like earlier today, I was saying how prom was kind of mid. Yeah. Someone was like, "Oh, maybe it's because you were with Ethan and James," and I was like, "That was the best part."
Wow,
that is
who said
cool.
that?
I don't even remember. Like, I kind of like ignored it in my head because like, what? Like,
that's crazy,
bro. What did I ever do to them?
I don't know. You guys do seem kind of bland. Like,
yeah, it's because I don't care. It's in high school. Why am I gonna try to talk to people I don't care about talking to? Bro, why are you shaking my head?
I'm shaking my head at the fact that they said that.
Oh, yeah, and last night you were like, "Oh, I mentioned the same thing," and you were like, "Oh, really? Is that true, Ethan?"
What?
Remember we were driving home and you were like, "No, I said, what did I say? Do you remember what I said?"
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, like the same thing. I was like,
or we're talking about like social stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, you know. Forgot, man. It was 1 a.m.
I have no idea what thought process you're even on.
Really?
Oh,
that's my bad.
Get back to your thing.
So,
get back to your thing.
I don't know. So we'll start with
You should probably start, right? Because your idea.
Yeah. So okay. So I'll do this. So one of us will ask a question. We'll go around. We'll answer it. Talk about it. So I'll say the first question would be what is the most interesting breakup you've had?
Interesting breakup, bro. That's crazy. Because every breakup I've had, bro, is crazy. Except for one.
Whether it be crazy or interestingly smooth. I don't know.
You gonna go first?
Should I? Is that? I mean, that seems fair.
Yeah, you asked. Yeah.
We'll go like this and then like this. So we go like.
No, we can just go clockwise. We can just go clockwise.
Okay.
I was just gonna say whoever wants to go next.
We can just go clockwise. It's fine. Unless you don't want to go to us.
Well, the listeners don't have a clock next to them. They can't see us. So
well, it's implied.
It's implied.
It's for our reference.
There's an implied metaphysical clock.
All right, James, tell us Ethan, unless one of us declines the opportunity. Okay. All right, you happy now?
Just okay.
My bad.
So my most interesting breakup would probably okay. That's actually a way crazy question.
How many?
I've had all the interesting breakups.
Should we give like top 2?
Were you dating the one girl that you you know what I'm talking about?
You didn't say anything else, so I have no idea.
He said, "How many girlfriends have you had?"
What are you? What?
The girl that got Baker acted.
Oh, wait, what about her?
Did you date her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, for like 4 months, yeah.
Was that the breakup?
Yeah.
Oh,
the breakup was her getting Baker acted? That's crazy.
That might be
more or less, yeah. It was a really messy situation.
I think that might be the most interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is it the most interesting? we'll go with that one because the other one that's even in the running was the one that carried over into freshman year, and that was all wild. But that actually wasn't that interesting.
I mean, the rape accusation was interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting, but it's not really that interesting. There wasn't much to
okay,
it.
now we got to do top 2 because you can't leave that up in the air.
Yeah, rape allegation is crazy.
So, there's one woman. We will call her Julie. Julie and I had a very what?
Gotta go fake names.
Gotta go fake names. I don't know if I'll be able to remember these fake names later, so
I got you.
we might have to reestablish these things. But so Julie was, because I moved down here mid 7th grade. That was like the early March, or no, it was mid March actually. I think it was like March 26th or something like that. So March 26th, I'm down here, right? And a month passes by. There's this other girl in interim, and she was strange. But she actually goes to our school still. But so Julie and I were friends, and we were both band kids, so we were weird. Anyway, so she was super weird, and so anyway, I had a crush on her, and I was like, I think I made her one of those origami velociraptors, and it was holding a note that said, like, "Will you be my date to the Valentine, or not to the Valentine, to the 7th grade dance or something like that, the dance at the end of the year, or no, it was because it was 8th grade. My bad. Was it 8th grade? No, it wasn't. I'm lying. It was 7th grade. Anyway, so to the dance, and it was a super weird situation because like I knew her whole friend group, so when she would tell them anything about what she was thinking, I would hear about it, and I go try to talk to her about it, and she'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So like it was this awful thing. And this went on for a week, mind you. So yeah, that was a super gay situation. I hated every minute of it, but I was like, oh, she's gonna be worth it afterwards, so I'll just suffer through happily, la-di-da, right? Anyway, so the relationship was super bland, and
Come on, get to that rape allegation.
so I gotta set it up. Foreplay is important, okay?
4 plays in 4, all right.
He's teaching you valuable lessons.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
notes.
So the relationship was ultra bland. I think we hugged no more than 5 times in our 3-month relationship.
Wow.
And the only really thing that happened was we texted more often, like because it was 7th grade, you know. So we would be like up texting like midnight or something like that, right? Which at the time for me was like super super taboo because I wasn't even allowed to stay up past 9 or 9:30, something like that.
My God.
Nah, don't. get me
No, my
started.
parents were the same way.
But anyway,
No,
so
I get that.
so it was super bland, and there was another situation that happened that I won't go into detail about. But she said she was okay with it, and she ended up not being okay with it, but she wouldn't say anything about it. Like cause I knew I messed up, and I was like, oh, are you okay with this? Like I was willing to make it up. Like I know I messed up, and she was like, oh no, I don't care. So I was like, oh, okay, if you insist, then whatever, we'll move on. So yeah, so we break up. And after we break up, she's like, yeah, I hate everything you do. I was like, wow, that would have been nice to know like 3 months ago.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, that was 7th grade. Maybe it was 8th grade. I don't remember. So freshman year rolls around. We're at band camp, and I can't remember what we were doing, but Mason. Yeah, we'll keep that because he's not important. So
Continue.
oh my goodness, you're ruining the podcast.
Harsh
All right, tell us. We'll take a brief recess.
Continue.
So freshman year rolled around. We're at band camp. My best friend at the time, Mason, we were hanging out and we went to a practice room, and there was another trumpet player. We will name him Carl. The trumpet player Carl had also dated Julie at the beginning of freshman year. And so I walk into the room and Carl says, "Oh my God, it's the rapist." And of course I said, "What do you mean?" And Carl says, "Well, my ex told me you raped her." Paraphrase, of course. It was much more bullshit filled, but yeah, basically said, "Yeah, my ex told me you raped her." And I said, "Who's your ex?" And he said it was Julie. And I said, "Huh, that's fascinating. I didn't do that." So then of course, at first I thought it was just funny. So I told everybody about it. I'm like, "Oh, look at what I heard." And then the two percussion seniors, I asked them about it. I mentioned it to them, and they were like, "Dude, you need to take this seriously because this is not good for you."
Was it the two goated guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember them.
Yeah.
Bro,
they
they're
were
the ones where I look back and it's like, no.
Yeah, they were a bright spot. But
They're too good.
But yeah, so I mentioned it to them, and they're like, "No, dude, you need to take action about this because this could get really, really bad for you really quickly." So my takeaway from that was I went up to Julie, and I said, "Hey, people have been telling me that, how did I word it? I think I said like, do you know why people are saying that I raped you?" And she was like, "Huh, I don't know. That's weird." And at the time, my game plan was that she would admit that she did it. So she said, "I don't know." So that didn't match with my game plan. So I was just like, "Oh, okay." And that was the end of the conversation.
It's not funny, but like
Nah, it's funny.
No, I talk about it's crazy. So yeah, then after that conversation, she went and reported me to the SRO, the school officer.
What?
And the AP, yeah. And she said that I was harassing her about it. And yeah, and then that launched the whole thing about like I can't come into contact with her and everything. And that lasted for approximately 2 more years. It didn't actually get wrapped up until about a year ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know how soon they concluded it after that. I know the most goated AP in history, Ms. Davis, came up to me one day because we had the same 7th period band. So she went up and she talked to Julie first, and then she took me on the hallway and she talked to me. And the first thing she said was, I already talked to her. No, that's wrong. That's not the first thing she said. She asked me what happened and everything, and I explained everything to her. And she basically said, like, I already talked to her, and I just talked to you, and I'm going to be real. She sounds like a bitch-ass liar. And then, yeah, after that, it was resolved in my head, but they still said, like, don't talk to her, nothing, because you don't want to give her any chance to do anything else or something like that.
Davis the GOAT.
She was a GOAT, man. But, yeah, I didn't, my father actually inquired last year, about a year ago now, about if that was still an ongoing thing, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't care anymore. That was dropped." But yeah,
Crazy.
it was really crazy stuff. That's what kicked off my freshman year. But number one most interesting breakup was this girl. I know exactly when this was actually because this is the one I remember very, very vividly. It was such a messy situation. I won't go into all the details. Basically, it started out, I actually asked her, I had a crush on her best friend, and I asked her best friend out, and I told her best friend I had an uber mega crush on her. Those exact words, uber mega crush, all caps.
Let me guess. You didn't get her.
Bro, I couldn't.
No, she said yes.
What?
She was like, okay, yes. And I was like, yay, right? And the next day, she's like, yeah, this is not going to happen. Yeah, it didn't even last 24 hours, and then she turned out to be gay.
My God.
Are you okay?
No, it's
You
it's,
turned her gay, James.
I didn't turn her gay.
Quite the accomplishment.
She wasn't gay right then. She was asexual.
Okay.
She was gay.
So you made her attracted to nothing.
No, she was
Wow.
already asexual. She just for some reason, like I don't know, she was like, oh, it'll be. I don't know what she thought.
It'll be different because it's James.
Yeah, I don't know. I was him, but anyway, so she was like, yeah, this is not gonna work, and then I found out that her best friend, we will call her best friend Megan.
Oh, okay.
Is Megan the one that got Baker acted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Megan, I found out she had a crush on me, and of course, 8th grade, I was like, oh, you have a crush on me. We're gonna date now, naturally. So, yeah, I talked to her. Everything was grand. Yeah, she ended up being
Everything was grand.
a really, really interesting relationship.
Oh, my hand.
I won't go
Everything
into
is
detail.
perfect.
I will not elaborate. But I learned a lot
From Megan?
from Megan. Yeah.
That's good.
It is not good knowledge,
Oh.
but I learned a lot.
Hey, at least
Yeah, I learned a lot.
something is more than nothing, right?
Something is more than nothing. Yeah. Anyways, so
Again, James, are you okay?
I'm great, man.
James is living.
I've lived a fruitful life, and I'm 18. So anyway, I went on this trip. It was a youth retreat, and we were dating still and everything. But at this time, I was basically starting to talk to other girls.
Wow, you were cheating on her.
Player James.
Yeah.
Player.
So no, I wasn't fully cheating. I was dancing around cheating. I was trying to get as close as I could without actually doing it. See, because I was doing that thing where I was like trying to line up my next girlfriend before I actually dumped my current girlfriend.
That's what girls
so
do.
I could it was really bad. I was a piece of shit. Like, and this was 8th grade, mind you. I was an ugly fuck. Like, I don't know.
How did you do that, bro?
I don't know, bro.
You're the reason I don't get girls.
It's crazy.
You messed them up in 8th grade, and then they like me, and then they think back to what James did to them, and they're like, you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But it's okay. I've repented.
You've
I'm
repented
forgiven.
to what? The lamp?
To myself.
That's the right answer.
Anyway, so I was on this trip. I was texting all these, not all these. Okay, it was one other person. It was literally one other girl.
All right.
Yeah.
At least you're not hyping yourself up
Like-
too much.
When I say all these, it was one other, right? And she and I were already super close. Like we were pretty much brother and sister. As much as you can be in 8th grade. I think I mentioned her to you before. Anyway, so yeah, I was talking to her, and she was a mutual friend of Megan. So of course, eventually Megan found out. And there's this whole thing about like we blah blah, blah pick one, etc. And it became this really messy situation because Megan's mental health was in the dumpster fire. So, when I got back from this trip, it would be a thing of like every night we'd be up until like 2 a.m. And she'd be talking about like I'm gonna kill myself, I'm cutting myself and all this stuff. And again, of course, 8th grade me was like, oh, I'm gonna save you then, naturally.
We were thinking real different in 8th grade.
Yeah, because you blocked it. And I'm like, yeah, out the door.
No, you
Nah.
told me the other day to block what's his name.
Yeah, and it was, it's right.
I was right.
But
Nah, that's crazy,
I
bro.
only say that from experience. But,
I'm not like that. I can't block someone once they tell me they're gonna kill themselves.
but anyway,
That's crazy.
So yeah, naturally I was like, oh, I'm going to save you. And that lasted for probably a month, honestly. It's just cycle of like just bad stuff. Eventually, I'd get because my parents knew that she was talking like killing herself and something. I mentioned it to them once, and they were like, you need to get her real help, and I was, of course, I was like, no, I can do it. So anyway, eventually, I got the Say Something app, which is actually incredibly user friendly. For the record,
Bro, that's
It's not funny.
they spent a lot of time making that app really user friendly, and props to them for that.
Yeah, that is props.
Props.
The only thing County's done right so far, but
Hey, that's 1 out of. It's better 1 than 0, right?
better 1-0. So I went on there and I told them it's just this girl keeps telling me she's gonna kill herself. What are you laughing about?
It's just like so like I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Anyways, so I told them that, and basically the cops came and knocked on our door and said, "Okay, we're going to take you away now, because we've been told that you're a threat to yourself." So she was Baker acted. She spent the next 1 to 2 months in a mental hospital. It was definitely 2 to 3 weeks.
I thought it was like impossible to get out of those.
No. Those are the horror stories, bro. Like, come on.
Okay.
No. When you get Baker acted, it's not impossible to get out. You just have to prove that you're okay.
I had a boss once that used to be. He's not okay. I'm still freaked out by this guy till this day.
Oh, was it the guy who carried the gun?
Yeah. Like,
But
funny how he showed you his gun too.
I thought I was gonna die that day. I genuinely was ready to jump out of the car.
anyways, so yeah, she spent the next 2 to 3 weeks there, and she had like therapy for a couple months after that, and of course she wouldn't talk to me at all. I was totally ostracized from her life, and then come freshman sophomore year, one of the two, sometime later, by quite a bit, I reconnected with her and we talked about it and everything. And she actually ended up being very thankful that I did do that, because like now, hindsight bias, like she recognized that her life was a total dump. Like she needed.
No, it was definitely sophomore year.
Low key vacation
year,
though.
What was it really?
Remember freshman year?
We had geometry. Yeah.
Yeah, we had geometry, and I would be talking to her, and she had like a big crush on me, and you were like, "Ethan, be careful.
Yeah.
She's a bad person." Like I don't know. You told me like, watch your back, and I was like, James, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'll decide who I want to be friends with.
Is she bad?
No.
Oh.
No, bro, we told you about her. She's the one who
Is she dating that one guy?
Stoner.
Oh, with the little brother.
That guy that looks like Jeff from American Dad.
Have y'all seen his little brother?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry that he has a brother.
Anyways.
Sorry for that guy.
But yeah, so that was probably the most interesting.
There you
that
go.
Lasted for a long time. That was a very, very messy situation.
The 2 for 1, only from James.
2 for 1. Anyways, y'all have had plenty of time to think. How about y'all?
You ready or you want me to go?
No, we're going to tell us, remember? Because you're next.
So we start with the second. Kind of got to tell the block one.
Yeah.
Oh, because we didn't mention it yet.
Disclaimer: I've never been in a relationship longer than 2 weeks. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm definitely the problem. Okay, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Nah, you're never the problem.
No, King, you're not the problem.
But yeah. So I would say the first most interesting. I switched schools, and this is my 8th grade year. Switched to this school, and so I had to make friends. I remember like my first day at school, I walked into the class, immediately saw 3 girls, and I was like, "Yo, they are bad." It was a super tall girl that was light skinned. It was a girl that was like, and there was this dark skinned girl that was pretty much average height. You know what I'm saying?
Naturally.
So I ended up joining the dark skinned girls friend group. They were pretty chill. Only one person. It was like 5 people in the group. Only one person 2 people out of the group actually liked me. The rest of them despised me. So that was lit. But I kind of hang out with them, and I was friends with there was like 2 dudes in the group. There was one dude that was cool with me, and I was friends with him for like a couple weeks. And I ended up letting him know that I wanted to get right with the dark skinned girl. So it's like, man, do you, man, get right, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. So, I would say I'm a bold character. So I just went up to her and got her Instagram, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I got the money in the bag, right? So
check is in the mail.
I'm a very social person, but like I don't really understand like how social stuff works. So like I don't understand like relationships. So I kind of just like got her Instagram and started texting her. And without knowing, walked to myself into the friend zone for the next 3 months. That was lit. So I was in the friend zone for the next 3 months. And the craziest part is that she had a boyfriend the whole time, and I did not know. That's the craziest part.
That is the craziest part.
I eventually ended up finding out that she had a boyfriend. She was like complaining about him to me.
Ooh.
And I was like, let's go.
That's brutal.
So he ended up cheating on her with the tall girl that from the beginning of the story.
Oh my God, bro.
Wait, I missed a part. The tall girl's in the friend group. She's one of the people that didn't like me.
Wow.
She is best friends with the dark-skinned girl.
Wow.
So the dark-skinned girl's boyfriend cheated on her with the tall girl.
Wow, that's brutal.
So now she feels like, oh my gosh. Oh, and the dude, he moved.
Wow.
So he
ran.
So another one of her friends left. So now at this point, she's like, oh my gosh, I have no one. I'm just sitting here like, So I'm thinking, okay, it's my turn, right? But, you know, I'm a dickhead, but I'm not that much of a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to like pounce right out of the breakup. So I let her rock. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let her grieve, right?
Give it like a solid week.
A week later, she got another boyfriend.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't me.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, bro, what's really going on?
Oh, I know that story. Yeah. I know how you feel.
I'm like, bro, what's really going on now? Like at this point, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Right? So she tells me, I questioned her about it because I was some bold character. So I bring it up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Because she knows at this point, she knows that I like her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So she's like, yo, my best friend told me to date him. Not the light-skinned girl. Chick that was in the friend group. This is her new best friend, I guess. She's like, my best friend told me to date him. So I'm like, okay, bro, like, what can I do about it? Like, I'm gonna take that L, right? So we still texting. Oh, mind you, throughout all this time, we've been texting every single day.
That's wild.
This whole time, we've been texting every single day. So we're still texting every day. She ends up breaking up with that dude, right? It's like 2 weeks later.
W.
Okay, so now it's actually my turn.
Yeah.
Right? We on FaceTime one day. No, I didn't have an iPhone. We're on Instagram video calls. Woo. And I have my sketchbook. And in my sketchbook, I write, yo, you trying to go out? You feel me? And I hold it up. And I'm like, waiting for her to look at the screen. And then she's like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So
yeah, I got you, bro.
a week goes by and we're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like we was just hugging, I guess, or whatever. Texting, not even more, because we were already texting a lot. So it's like the same thing. Like nothing changed.
Yeah.
Except for the day before the last day that she broke up. It's like a week later. We're taking our EOC for Algebra 1, 8th grade year. And she's sitting right across from me. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the test because I was playing footsies.
Nice, dub.
I got a 70 on that test.
Damn,
so
bro.
I got lucky. I was the best in that class. But
yeah,
because
on the Algebra 1 AUC is crazy.
But I wasn't paying attention. So I definitely could have done better. But yeah.
Footsy's got a 70.
Yeah. That was crazy. And then the next day she broke up with me. So like I should have just went hard on the test. Like, bro, that was crazy.
Hey, listen,
so
learned.
she broke up with me and she left me for some other dude, right?
Bro, she's getting passed around like a doorknob. My God.
I don't know how I didn't see the red flags. Like, hindsight bias, I guess.
You got the blinders on.
But
It's eighth grade, though.
She broke up with me with some other guy, and this is when I started. This is when I got my first growth spurt. Push-ups. I started running. I was listening to Juice WRLD every day, and this is when I got my first growth spurt. So I wasn't playing football the 8th grade year, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start playing football again. So going into high school, we go in the summertime. Going into high school, the summer going to high school, I started playing football. And I see her at orientations, freshman orientations.
Oh, yeah.
And we all had the same classes. We had all the same classes. So she saw me like 2 or 3 times. And she saw me like 2 or 3 times. And the next day she texted me. She was like, yo, I miss you. The dude that I left you for was like manipulating me and all of this. And I think that's the craziest part of the breakup was like that she broke up with me, and then like I was like through it, and I just like improved, and then like after she saw me again, she was just like, can't not be friends with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like an idiot, I should have just like left her on red or something.
Should have blocked her.
But like an idiot, I became friends with her again.
Naturally.
And then it was a freshman year, so I moved to Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was the girl you were.
She was livid, bro. She was pissed. She was so mad, bro. Cause like, I don't know.
Your choice. What?
Yeah, like what? That was dumb. That was stupid. L breakup.
Where's the part where she wanted to kill herself and you blocked her?
Nah. That was the second most interesting. The first most interesting is this one. So this one was 6th grade year. All right, and
wait, that's all that happened?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, she told me some like. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, she basically like told me her like life story and all of that. Like,
Damn.
I knew a lot about her that I shouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's middle school relationships though.
That was weird.
Be trauma dumping daily.
But okay, so boom, second story. We're gonna call this girl. What you gonna say, girl? I don't care. I was in band. She played the flute. I played the drums. This is why I don't like flute girls, by the way. If you ever hear me say that. No,
Spaced.
So boom, she played the flute, and I think she liked me. I don't remember how we started dating. We dated for like a while. But yeah, she came. I think she rizzed me up, and then we started dating, and just like the other relationship, we text like every day for mad long. We would like hug or whatever. But I eventually got bored because I was a 6th grader. She was a flute girl. So I eventually got bored and I was like, yeah, I gotta focus on school.
Yeah.
I was failing all of my classes.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, I gotta focus on school. And she was like, I'm going to kill myself if you do that. And I was like, block. And then,
every time you tell this story, it's so funny, bro.
so then,
That's
like,
crazy.
and like it happened on a Friday. So like I blocked her and then we went into the weekend, right? So Saturday comes and she makes a new Instagram. She texts me. She sends me pictures of like her stomach all cut up. And I was like, oh my God. Block. And then
No, you block again, bro.
so I blocked her second account. So Monday comes up and I'm like, yo, I'm really nervous because they used to tell us like, yo, if someone's talking about killing themselves and they do and you don't help, you'll get in trouble. And that's why I blocked her because I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, how do you have this blocking experience, but you don't block the girl who's being passed around like a doorknob? Like, I don't understand, bro.
So listen, Monday comes around, and my friend dated her before me. Right, I had a friend that dated her, and I see her at school, and I'm like, thank God she's not dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, I was. I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, bro, it was like I was mad because I'm like, you told me you're gonna kill yourself and you didn't. Like, that's lame. You scared me.
Bro, what?
But like, I was like, thank God she's not dead though, right? Like, bro, it's a complex feeling, bro. It's a complex feeling.
My brother in Christ, explain the complexity in a 5-paragraph essay.
So then I talked to my friend about it, and he was like, oh yeah, those pictures were from when I broke up with her. And I was like, what? That doesn't make it better. So yeah,
It was crazy that he knew that too.
That was pretty crazy.
Look at the photos.
So she probably would like. I think she didn't do it because she remembers the pain. All right, no, let me not make a joke about this.
All right,
Let me not make a joke about this.
No jokes, no jokes.
Because this is serious. But yeah, that was crazy, especially for 6th grade. Like,
No, that's wild.
that was weird. I don't remember her name. It was something weird with a P. I actually think she was Indian.
Bro, why you trying?
What? It got nothing to do with you, but I'm just saying. I think she
Why'd you
was
point at him?
because he's Indian.
Exactly.
All
But
Y'all got a Indian Yellow Pages, don't you?
Yeah, actually, we do.
Yeah.
her name was like P.S. Like her name started with P.S.
I
I remember it was weird because I never knew how to spell it and I never knew how to
Psychology
pronounce
in your
it.
head.
Is that your story, or is there more?
Yeah, that's it. It's your turn.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna give top 2.
Top.
All
If
right.
you have 2 that were interesting.
Yeah, I have 2 that were interesting. Thank you very much, James.
Sorry.
I've only had 3. One was 1 week, so I mean,
That's why.
the other two were interesting. So I'll go in order, I guess. So my first one was in 8th grade. It's interesting only because I fucked up I fumbled so hard. Like it was crazy. Like all the cues were missed. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's not the point.
Big
So
stuff.
like, right. So like, I was in 8th grade, right? And for the record, all the girls hated me in 8th grade. Every single one hated me. I only know this because I dated one of them. She was the only one who didn't hate me.
I wonder why.
Right. All of them hated me,
What'd you do? Why did they hate you?
They all hated me because, like, all right, well, you got to see. I made a documentary when I was in 8th grade, right? And
Sneeko?
and it was, it was a colorful thing, and
Was it about
I don't want
Trump?
to dox myself and actually get myself,
Link in description.
No. It was a crazy documentary. But
What
that's
was it
not the
about?
point.
What was it about?
I will not disclose that on the podcast.
Link in description.
All right, but let's just say all the girls that hated me, right? Because that kind of symbolized how I was in 8th
I
grade,
remember this documentary.
right?
It's all coming back.
So
to me.
I think that's a pretty good explanation of who I was in 8th grade, right?
Sneeko.
Yes, Nico. But anyway, so we went on this field trip in Savannah, and I used to I was a pretty outgoing person in my friend group, and she was in my friend group, and
So it starts.
pretty small friend group. She was the only girl in it, and pretty outgoing. I was making fun of Beto O'Rourke, who's a politician, and I guess she liked that.
Who?
You know Beto O'Rourke?
Beto O'Rourke?
Beto, yeah,
Beto?
yeah, it's his name.
What the fuck?
He changed his name to Beto to make himself more appealable to Hispanic
males.
people.
He changed his name to Beto. What did it start as?
What was it? It was Robert.
He just wanted to be interesting.
What?
He wanted to appeal to Hispanic minority
He must
groups.
have no life.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's why I'm making fun of him. So anyway, I was having a fun time, right? And that's when she started liking me. And then I was studying for my midterms, and obviously instead of studying, I was just talking to her the whole time.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
Right. We were FaceTiming a
mean,
lot
no.
because we were studying together,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were studying together. So anyway, I got her. I forgot how, but I sort of got her to say that she liked me because I was got her to say who she liked, and it was me, right? And I was like, what? That's crazy because I like you too. And then from then on we were kind of
The
in a relationship.
finesse.
Bro,
That's the
I think that's the only time that's been successful.
Indian genes.
Bro, I just
Indian finesse.
I got her to tell me who she liked. You know, I got that, finessed it.
You were the only one that has ever achieved that feat.
Yeah, can you remember how you did it so you can tell me, bro?
No, it was crazy, bro. I thought that, like, it was a wild time. But anyway, not the point, right? So we were in the library, right? And I was like, wow,
Why
that's
isn't that
wild.
the point?
Right?
Because girls right now, I can use that.
For real.
So anyway, all right. No, it's not the point of the story. So, no, it starts off so well, and then you'll see how it just falls.
All right.
So anyway, you know, and we were going to the beach every day, right?
Aww.
And she was bad, right? So it was like crazy. We were at the beach like every day over the summer, and like we would stay up and we would call each other, and it was like wild, right? But then, you know, I was 8th grade, and I was a pretty enlightened 8th grader.
Okay.
And I was like, you know, we probably shouldn't be talking about sex a lot in 8th grade. That's probably
You said that to her?
unhealthy. Yes. And I was like, this is probably unhealthy. We should take a break and get back together when we're older.
That's relational suicide.
Right? And to me, in my mind, I was like, this is good because when we're older, we'll get back together. That's how relationships work, obviously. How else would they work? Right? So, you know,
Palm to the face.
and she was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
She agreed with me, sort of. And then my parents also caught us talking, so they took my phone away. And they were like, no phone for you. You're going to talk to her all night, no phone for you. So then, and during that time, I missed her birthday.
Oh,
So
no.
I couldn't text. I texted her a week, like about a few days early. So I did say happy birthday, but it wasn't on her birthday. Right? But then my parents took my phone away.
Bro playing chess with his parents, pre-calculated the phone takeaway.
Nah, for real. No,
Pre-moved.
but even then, even because I didn't tell her happy birthday on her birthday, she was like, nah, you're a horrible person.
What?
And she did not, even when I got my phone back, right, I texted her like, hey, what's up, right? But then also band started, and I was in Dunedin, so like it was crazy time, because like we were doing things every single day, and like it was busy, so I wasn't really talking to her much at all.
You and her were doing things? Nah,
No,
my bad.
I'm talking about band, because like, you know, I never been to a public school before, and like life was pretty crazy, so I like barely talked to her at all.
Yeah.
Right? And then, you know, I text her in like September. So it's been like, you know, a good month. Right? And she was like super cold and like, you know, like she didn't know me. And then, you know, to wrap it up, in November, my friends, the Polish guys, they had their birthday party, right? And we got a limo to the Lightning game.
Oh, yeah.
And she was there, right? It was just us.
Oh.
It was the twins, her, because that's the friend group.
That was the friend group, really?
Yeah, that was friend. Yeah, and my friend Philip, the whole time, he had such good, like, he was so down bad for her.
That's crazy.
He was so the whole time he was making sex jokes about us. Like, when we were at the beach, they were also at the beach.
Wow.
And he was, like, down bad. And he was so jealous that I was with her. Like, he was like, oh, in my house, I can't believe, because, you know, their condo's on the beach.
Hey, if there's ever a girl that y'all want and she want me, I'll dog her for y'all, man. I'll do her dirty for you.
You don't need to do that, but I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, my
appreciate
fault.
the
That's
offer.
disrespectful. You right. My fault.
So anyway, right? So that night, you know, because she was like super like distant with me and like whatever. So then we were texting and she was like, yeah, we're done. We're just gonna be friends. And I was like, what? No, don't do that. So then, you know, I think a couple months later, like before COVID happened, I would text her like when's her spring break.
Yeah.
And then after that, she blocked me on everything, and she's not wanted to even look in my direction since.
She blocked your email?
Everything. I know, and I was so down bad for her, bro. It was so crazy. Because, like, she was so bad, and, like, her personality did mesh with me really well. Like, to be fair, like, we did mesh well. So I can understand why I was so down bad. So, like, it took me a solid almost 3 years, 2-ish years to get over her. So it was crazy. So
Don't
anyway,
say that.
That's the first one. Right. And then the second one, right? This is the one that I like bring up more often because like it's kind of the most recent, right? Because we broke up within the last year, right? And she was, I guess, the way you describe it is very Baptist.
Are you talking about the most recent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I've only had 3, and one was 1 week. And, you know, the 1 week's not
That's why I said you had 2.
Huh?
That's why I asked if you had 2.
Yeah, kill yourself. So anyway,
I'm gonna get you Baker acted.
maybe I shouldn't make suicidal jokes
Maybe you
during this
shouldn't.
podcast episode.
Yeah,
Nah.
it's kind of a touchy episode.
yeah, my bad. Anyway, yeah, it was the last one. I mean, we were together for almost a year, but it was just more or less the same stuff. over and over again.
Yeah.
Like her parents hated me because I am Mormon and also brown, and they're very Baptist. So they said, "You're going to hell and you're the wrong color."
Yeah, for those of you that don't understand, genuinely, like, it was because he was brown.
No, like it was crazy. It was for, like they were telling
Like,
her, "Oh,
not as a joke.
why don't you go date your neighbor, like the neighbor's kid?" Or like,
Didn't you say they were like sitting at dinner one day and her mom starts talking about how beautiful and pure their white skin is or something like that?
Yes, with Rachel's mom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
they're talking about how beautiful white skin is,
Like,
or some crazy shit like that.
Genuinely.
Like they were genuinely extremely racist, which is wild stuff. So anyway, and also extremely Baptist. Like I'm talking like book by the book. If you're not Baptist, you're going to hell.
Yeah, like hair tied up type.
Yeah, like the crazy stuff, which is why I think I mentioned like last episode, like I totally embarrassed them one time when we had like religion conversation, because it brought up like that one of the local schools, they rejected me because I was Mormon, because it's a Baptist school, right? So this is just a little side thing because it like gives you a little viewpoint into like how they think, right? So school, like they rejected me because I was Mormon, right? And I mentioned that the school hates me because I'm Mormon, right? And she's like, they don't hate you. They just, blah, blah, blah. So they give me some BS. I'm like, no. If they reject me because of my religion, they don't want me there.
Yeah.
And like, anyway. So, yeah, we weren't allowed to date or like go out or anything. And honestly, that made it way worse because if we had been allowed to date, I would have seen how not compatible we were. Because, I mean, like,
Y'all were having fun because you weren't supposed to be.
Yeah, it was like, I guess, forbidden fruit sort of thing, like it makes it more appealing.
Tastes good. All right, my bad. I'm out of pocket. My bad. I'm out of pocket.
It tastes good, bro. I mean,
Nah, if they had let you, should have gotten freaky real quick.
Nah, I remember. Nah.
I don't know, man. In my mind,
It's always them. I probably shouldn't continue on that train of thought. Never mind.
never mind. All right. Well, anyway, in my mind, because what I was doing for the whole relationship was kind of like, oh, I learned this about her. But since we couldn't go on a date and like actually like talk and like learn about each other, I was like, well, let me fill in all the gaps I don't know with an ideal person.
Yeah, naturally, yeah.
Naturally, right? Yeah, it's really bad.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. And and then she also cheated on me with my best friend, which was...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? That's wild stuff. And then, I really had a feeling like I should break up with her, but I really didn't want to.
No.
I forgot about that.
This will work out. I can't believe I didn't mention that. That's crazy.
Don't describe the person.
I said his name. It's Mason. Because you said his name.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, so same James's best friend from his story.
Yeah, lovely fellow.
Great guy. Not his friend anymore.
Nah.
Easy. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah.
I forgot about that. Like, wow.
Right?
No, and it totally fucked with me for like the rest of the year.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Yeah, are you okay, Jay? What? Are you okay, Ethan?
No, I'm chill. I'm not with her anymore, bro. Why you asking me if I'm okay?
Because he asked me, so I figured just, yeah.
No, I'm chilling.
Anyways.
At least I didn't block her when she told me to kill her, that she's gonna kill herself. All right?
Wait.
When?
Before
No.
Before we continue, I do want to take a moment to say that mental health is really important, and you should. I know we keep like joking around, but you really should be checking up on your friends and making sure they're okay.
Yeah, genuinely, if someone tells you that they're going to kill themselves, the best option for them is to get them serious help.
And even if they don't say anything, you want to be paying attention to the signs, like drastic change in personality. Like the stuff that they tell us. Like, you want to be paying attention to your friends, especially if you care about them.
Yeah.
We are also not qualified mental health professionals.
Yeah. So chill.
So anyway.
Anyways, back to our regular scheduled programming.
Yeah. So, nah, that was pretty wild. It messed up. It like sort of messed with me for the rest of the year because like until I broke up with her or decided that the relationship should end, because I didn't technically break up with her. Parents forced her to break up with me, which worked out really well. Because she hates her parents, not me, which is worse for her, but whatever. I told her I tried to help out, but at the end of the day, I can't do anything about it. So anyway, and for the rest of the year, it kind of was looming over my head, but I mean, at the end of the day, it all worked out, I got into the college I wanted to, and I got the good AP scores at the end of the year. So I mean,
That's what really matters, doesn't it?
well, I'm talking about in terms of school because it like messed up with my health and like my head, and I wasn't able to like study for things well.
And she wasn't the right card anyways. I'm sorry.
Nah, that was timed really well. Nah, that's what I realized. She wasn't the right card, bro. I thought I had an ace and I had a 2.
It was a joker.
She was a joker, yeah, for real.
Nah, bro.
So anyway. And I also talked to my aunt about it over the summer, and she really helped clear my mind because she was like, I think, the way you're looking at it is like you're trying to fix her. Yeah. And Ethan, that's not your job. Your job is to look out for you and to find someone who's going to add to you, not someone who you have to fix.
Yeah.
So, I really put some thought into that. I was like,
We end up going back to that conversation a lot.
I got to end it with her. So, yeah. At almost a 1-year anniversary, right about there, that's when we cut off. And it has been much better ever since.
So,
a lot of aesthetics.
I gotta clear something up with myself because I feel like I've been disingenuous about a certain.
What do you mean by that?
So, remember the other day when I was complaining about something? About the girl.
Yeah.
And you were like, why are you complaining about it? If you're not going to do anything about it, why are you complaining about it, right?
Yeah.
Not for real, yeah.
I know why I've been complaining about it. And I think it's time to throw myself under the bus.
It's the best situation when you throw yourself under the bus.
This is bad, bro. So, remember yesterday we were out at... yo, what was that on your story you were talking about?
Yeah.
And I didn't respond.
Yeah, you changed it. And I was like, yeah, I noticed how you changed the conversation.
So this is that. This is all that. This is all the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, remember how after me and broke up, we didn't talk.
Yep.
Okay. So I was cool with that. I was just like, we're done. I'm figuring out what's going on myself. And yeah. Recently, I feel like probably like a week or 2 ago, I'm over her.
Sure.
And that was that. I was like, I'm cool now. It's whatever. It's in the past.
Sure.
Right? I went on vacation and I came back like a week ago. And
about a week ago.
Wow. Or no. It started like a month ago. So like a month ago. A month ago, she invited me. She came up to me randomly. And she invited me to her birthday party.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I can't go. I'm gonna be in California.
Well, first you said you could go.
Yeah, first I said I couldn't go. Oh, I said I could go. Yeah, you're right. I said I could go. And then I checked. No, I was like, I got to check my schedule, but if I'm free, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to check my schedule, but if I'm free, for sure. Because at the time, I wasn't like totally over her. I was like, yeah. So I was like, for sure. Like, why would I not want to go? Right? So I checked my schedule. Next day, I was like, nah, I can't go. And she was just like pissy about it. She's just like doing the thing that she does, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Then she starts to like ignore me again after that, right? Then I go on vacation, right? So while I'm on vacation, feel bad because I wasn't able to go to her birthday, right? So on her birthday, a huge reason why we broke up is because my memory is so bad, and she would like always make it a point that I.
Yeah.
And I think this is a huge reason on why like what's going on now is happening. But while I was on vacation, I told her happy birthday on her birthday.
Yeah.
Her party wasn't on her birthday. So her party's like a couple days after her birthday, and after the next day after her party, cuz like
Yeah.
So the next day after her party, like 1 a.m. after, I texted her and I was like, yo, my bad, I couldn't make it. I hope the party went well. And then she was just like, yeah, thanks for actually remembering And then, no, she was like, I'm surprised you actually remembered. And thanks for that, and blah, blah. How's your vacation going? And then, like, I ended it on, like, send her a random emoji. And then, so I get back. And ever since I got back, it's been more.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And of course, when I'm in social environments with more than 2 or 3 people, trying to zone in on every little thing that's happening. So like I'm super focused on like the social environment.
Yeah.
So in reality I could be overthinking everything, right? But yeah, she's just like talking to me, flirting with me, and I'm not making an effort to stop her. I will say there are times where I joke back. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm so mad. Because I'm frustrated that I'm not shooting her down.
I mean, do you have to shoot her down? You can just coexist. It doesn't really do anything, right?
If you allow somebody to flirt with you and you know they're flirting with you, then you're.
Well, I mean,
bad
I guess
things.
in my mind, I can never tell if someone's flirting with me. Not for my life.
She was playing with my hair.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's different. My bad. Yeah, you can. Then yeah,
Like-
yeah. Then you should probably. I don't know.
Which is what I was saying. Like you either have the conversation, you move on.
This is really annoying. And I wanted to be transparent because I know we make it a point.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I felt like I was being really disingenuous.
Appreciate that.
See, I'm giving them the insight on our friendship and how we rock around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm moving the mic, I'm tripping.
But yeah, it was good stuff. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been 57 minutes. Well, those stories lasted a lot longer than I meant, but yeah, we can start doing episodes like that more often. Get a little bit of insight about our experiences, what we've been through.
Yeah.
What question do you want to do next time? Potentially.
I don't know. Think about maybe. I don't know the I don't know.
We could say
See?
like I'll save it, but I gotta go.
Okay.
I write it down.
You want to say it?
Like an experience that we feel that has sculpted our like part of
Mm,
Like a
our,
defining experience.
a defining experience.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be writing you a college essay.
Or like a trend in your life that you've noticed that has changed you.
That's gonna get really loaded really quick.
Or what about a person? Like a person? You
That's
know?
gonna get even more loaded.
Are you
even
serious
quicker.
for real? Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah,
Hey,
is
but
I think a trend is good. I think a trend is
it's
good.
good.
Because a trend can't get it can get very deep.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what?
Any of it can get deep. We'll just have
that's,
to. I think we'll have to keep a check on each other.
That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, we just have to make sure that we don't get too lost in the sauce.
But anyways, so yeah, you'll have that to look forward to next episode. So yeah, any final thoughts? Debrief.
Round and around.
I don't know. There's something that you mentioned after I finished talking that I didn't really hear properly. And I was gonna ask you what it was, but
I don't remember.
Oh, do
Something I mentioned.
you have anything to say? We'll talk about it later.
oh, okay. Well,
What's up though? Clown to Clown. Tune in next week. Watch it with your
Sir.
grandma.
Watch it with your grandma.
Watch it with your dog.
Watch it with your dog.
yeah,
Watch it with your grandpa. He
yeah.
gets lonely
We don't
sometimes.
discriminate here. We're not sexist.
Yeah.
Grandpa and grandma.
But stay away from your weird uncle from Arkansas.
Yeah, don't go near Arkansas.
Especially if you see some rusty Corvettes outside a shed.